Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome, Olivier.
Hello. Yeah, I was thinking that I was going to try to come this week.
Nice. Well, if you have anything in particular, feel free that we can address it at the
No,
beginning.
it's just for my Helm suggestion that I
Yeah,
posted last week. I was thinking it would be more easy to discuss directly than in the thread.
absolutely. Yeah,
So
that's very cool.
I will be around. I will be around.
Nice, nice. All right, let me share my screen. All right, I think you should see it now.
Yeah, here.
Okay. I'm thinking while other people join, maybe we can start looking if there are any major issues that were reported, either on kernel, enable config info BTF. What is this one? Oh, nice.
This one, actually, we have already a PR open. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so it's already work in progress.
Hey, folks.
Hey, how's it going? So Cheka is working on this one. On the review already.
I am not. Why
no?
are you signing? It's Ettore, the one that sent a pull
yeah.
request.
Got it. Sorry.
Cheka, it's okay. Put it to it.
That's the team spirit, huh? Nice. All right, so that is being tracked. What else? Check open this, so I guess it is confirmed.
Yeah, there
and
is
you
even
have
an
also
automated pull request. Yeah.
So it is in progress. Should I check to? Should I attach to?
Ettore. I'm just mostly so this works, but I'm just not happy about the size. Like 1.5 megabytes extra.
And it needs to be on all the images?
I mean, for advanced networking usage of under Kubernetes, it is like really good.
Okay.
You know, like version 8 has a single node stuff and so on, but 9 has like multiple nodes, fallback, a lot of new features that really make it convincing to move over this. So
could we put it maybe just for the standard images?
Yeah. Because the standard one is still 1.5 megabytes. It's just too big. I'll try to reduce the size somehow.
Cool. Raw BHD disk fails for large air gap payloads. Did we reply already? Oh yeah. And check it. Okay, so this I guess needs to be validated.
There is a pull request from somebody, from David in there. I think. I'm not sure if it's a pull request or it's just a branch that he added in which this is expose the system size. So.
Yeah, here this one probably. Okay, but he's not opened the PR yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just, I don't know. I'll put it in review and someone can reply or follow up. On the review, yes, that's it. So I guess it's confirmed. Nice. What else is there new? Jasper mentions Kairos init. Okay, nice. Oh. bootloader. Okay, this needs to be validated, but we should probably bring it in. Triage. I guess it's good they are testing this for us. I'll just put in progress and I'll move once we're on the board. What else do we have? Error logs for cross-platform build. AMD laptop for ARM devices.
Yeah. This is a very, very good point. An early check that just checks the platform versus whatever model you are using. And if it's possible to do so, would be nice.
Okay.
Because cross-platform build, as usual, is always a bit a pain in the ass, because if you have that chemostatic thing, it just will work. But if you don't, it will just keep going until it fails later down the line. It's just, we should try to fail as soon as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. Then I have, we have Olivier here. The onboarding, I assigned you this one, Ettore, because I don't have access to add him on the contributors. So if you could do that one, then I can do the rest.
Of course, yeah.
Thanks.
I think it has been done. I saw it on the contribution.md.
Yeah, this is done, but you still need to be part of
the organization.
This team.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, you don't actually have the permissions to do any of what we say you have.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
What else? Yeah, this is already from the previous weeks. Anything about? You already have it on the to-do. Okay. Then I think that's it for new stuff. Let's go quickly on what was done this week. Done. Check. You fixed the user's ID.
That's what we think. Let's see.
Once and for all.
In a couple of years, if it comes back. I hope not.
Nice. The layers. I don't know if you want to talk a bit about this. I thought it was really cool, so maybe it's worth mentioning it.
Yeah, sure. So, this is about expanding easily or base Hadron OS with layers. So layers are just a build version of software. So, for example, the examples we have in there are Git, which is very simple, GPG, which is also simple, and Firmware-update, which is really complex. It requires a lot of stuff. So this is supposed to be a bit of, these are the layers that we as Kairos support officially, let's say, so you don't have to build them, right? Currently, these 3 layers, let's say that they are not the official supported ones. Was just an example that we started with, so the official ones will be coming later, I guess, once we can know which ones we're going to provide. But the idea here is that you just copy from this layer on top of your Hadron layer, and you got a new image with that software on it. So it makes it easier for you to just generate your own custom builds of your Hadron images with whatever you need in there. For example, we understand that Firmware-update may be a really good software that people need due to how big bare metal servers especially, require sometimes a lot of firmware updates to be and fix a lot of issues that they have in a lot of their hardware. So we thought that firmware update will be one of the best examples for this. You don't have to build it yourself. You don't have to go through hoops. You don't have to maintain that. You just do a simple Dockerfile from Hadron, whatever version, from firmware update, whatever version you want, and just copy one onto the other, and you have a custom image with that software. It takes about 30 seconds to do so. So it's really simple. And we expect to also merge this into the AuroraBoot web UI. So it's even easier to track your artifacts and whatnot that will come down the line. And then the firmware part is basically the same. To keep the images small, we build the firmware separately, and we also push them as Docker layers. We also push them as 6 extensions, so you can manage them yourself. But the idea with the firmware is basically the same as layers. You just want to have your NVIDIA firmware, your Intel firmware, your whatever firmware in the image. You don't have to bring the whole blob of firmwares and have a 1 GB image. And you can easily build your own image with that. Just copy on top of the image, and you got your own. Layers and firmware are both interchangeable, so you can have X firmwares and X layers, one on top of the other. So we expect this to be the way of customizing your Hadron image to your liking in an easy way.
That's very, very cool.
There is also under the Hadron webpage, you can show on the Hadron Linux IO, they're in the components version. I'm not sure if we talk about the components, but firmware and layers are also in there. So you can track and show all the versions and search for a firmware, search for a, You can download the 6X from here directly as well. These 6X are for non-trusted boot because they are not signed. We don't know if that will change in the future and we will start signing with our key. We don't even have our key yet. But there is instructions on the Hadron firmware repo to build your own firmware 6X sign. And there is a script, so you can do it easily if you need to maintain your firmware stuff. So
very cool.
I have a question, if you may.
Yeah.
What about having a community tab to add a component or layer from the community which will not be supported by the team? Because I can think of stuff being added here as I'm playing also with Hadron. That could be nice.
Or maybe not a different tab, but maybe a label here describing which of these ones are
support.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be pretty cool. I don't know, something here like communities.
The example I have in mind is basically the community script from for Proxmox.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, indeed. That sounds really good.
How do I stop this? Oh, yeah. Let's add a quick thing here. Oh no, now I cannot remove this. Oh, come on. Erase. Oh yeah. Clear all drawings. Nice. I'm just new to this. Sorry. No issue. But I'll just note it here quickly and then we can open it. All right. So that's it. We don't need to watch this one anymore. That's very cool indeed, Chaka. And let's see, what else do we have? Hadron QA. So we closed this one. I don't know, was this one tested or it just went?
I think we don't use QBVIP anymore.
Okay.
Like we used to have a binary in there to generate stuff, but now we generate it with the leaves directly. So it's just a Kubernetes stuff now.
Okay. Nice. This is kata containers upstream. But this is from Dimitri, so I'll leave it. Enhance installer. This one is from Ettore. Oh yeah, the login that you added now. It's also nice. And it will help with the reports.
I don't think Ettore is available, right?
Yeah, could be, I think.
So that's about during the installation. You can do a Control-G, I think, Control-J or something like that, and you will see the logs in the UI. And if it fails, it allows you to retrieve over the network at the book bundle to get all the logs from there. Yeah. And if you have access to the local machine, you can just get them from there. So it's more debugging stuff for the interactive installation and an easier way of getting it.
Nice.
I think it also copies over USB, like Dracut. If you put a USB and do something, it will copy it. I don't know. Probably need some docs.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Let me just mention it. Actually, I should have done that for the other one too. Do we need to okay, for the communication here? All right, done. Nice job, guys. Where was the other one? Yes, here. Let's also tag for community layers. Nice. Then I grouped all the stuff from Dimitri so he can have a look when he's back. Just to mention, because he left me in charge of this one. So he did a change to make the code actually power off in 5 seconds, as we say in the message, and not like the previous bug that was taking, I don't know, like a minute plus the 5 seconds. So now it will really respect the timing. But just in case someone was relying on the timing as a feature, to keep that in mind. And I think you can configure that, but I'm not sure. Other than that, I will let him talk about it. On my side, changes to the SDK. This is just cleaning the code, so nothing we have to go in detail. This one was a bug we had on AuroraBoot that was not properly tracking. Even if you said you want K3s, it was not enabling it. So now you can choose whether you want it enabled or not by default. What else? This is again the cleanup. OSV, that's just maintenance stuff, sorry. What else? Great phone. Yeah, this is also a fix for something we that was breaking when you wanted to call to add a new machine in the AuroraBoot fleet section. That was just breaking because not all systems are using Bash properly. So that is fixed now. I added an adopter section in the landing page. This is visually something very simple, we could say, but very, very important for us as a project. So these are all the organizations that have publicly mentioned that they are using Kairos, and we are more than excited to have them here, and hopefully we can get more organizations interested into joining. The main reason why we need this support is because that's one of the key requirements to become an incubated project in the CNCF. So if your organization is using Kairos and you're willing to apply to become an adopter, please go ahead. Here you can do it, or you can reach out personally. This doesn't need to be there are some scenarios where we understand that some organizations cannot be public, and that's okay. It would still help us if you can get a questionnaire or something like that behind closed doors, so to speak. All right. Yeah, sorry, someone wanted to say something?
Yeah, just wanted to add that I will ask my customer if he would be interested too, as I'm starting to using Kairos internally, like I said.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be super
I will
helpful.
remind him.
Thanks. What else? I found out that there was a bug in the Raspberry Pi image kernel with Kairos, so that is also fixed now. What else is this here? Yeah, this is for the Kairos factory action to properly put out the raw image. No, sorry. This is because in the docs we mentioned, this is how you extract the image from, for example, when we do something like Quay.io, what is it, Kairos Hadron. I think here we have the image ones or not anymore. Okay, I don't think we're releasing them at the moment, but if you are releasing your own images, then and you want raw images, they get the artifacts are distributed through the repository, not like with the ISOs which are in the release. And then we had documentation saying how to extract the image here, but it was not really working. So it was even missing actually. So I've added that. But Ichaka made a good point on maybe we should start putting them in the release because they are small enough now. Originally, we used to put the active, passive, and the recovery on those raw images. Now it's just a recovery, so it should be an option. I'll follow up with that. Yeah, this is what I meant about the docs explain how to extract the raw image. Yeah, same. Ubuntu Debian core image is missing. Yeah, that was, so I also kept working on the RISC-V story. The good news is that now this is working, or I've tested it for Fedora, OpenSUSE, Debian, Ubuntu, and they are all working. So the next step will be to check what's the state of the Hadron image. And if so, I could call it a day for core images, and then it would be a matter of tracking how is the progress for K0s and K3s to be included also. I think your layering system is going to be super helpful here. Check this out. That's pretty cool. What else? That's pretty much it. It's also related to RISC-V, sorry. We need to follow up. I think we didn't follow up on this one. No, we're waiting on the user, I guess. Oh, no, because it's a PR. So yeah. Let's see if we can add the user. We don't have the tag here. Okay, we just keep it here. What else? I leave the ones from Dimitri's. Next week we have a call to discuss naming of the different sub-projects in Kairos. The idea is to have to make it simpler for newcomers to the project so that they don't have to learn, for example, that there are different parts of the project like Kairos and AuroraBoot, but and what they are in charge of, but just that they can consume little by little what they need in the solution they are putting together, right? Like there's no reason for me to have to explain to someone what AuroraBoot is if they are not building images with that. Maybe they are just using the factory action, let's say, something like that. Also, the documentation doesn't map one-to-one, so we talk about components, but we also talk about the Kairos factory action, and I think, about the Kairos factory, and I think all of these things can be a bit confusing for people. So we'll see. More important stuff. Yeah. So this is yours, right, Olivier? Is this the one that you wanted to address? I think you're muted. Not sure if you're saying something.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was saying that
No
it was not this one. This one is just waiting for Will to finally review, as I added more context
Nice.
about the documentation. So it will follow. It's nothing urgent.
To follow up. Nice, very cool. Thanks for the addition. What else do we have here?
I have this one. This one is also mine.
Yeah.
That's my my tests with providing supply chain with Argo, Guitar, Innovate to manage Kairos operator.
Yeah. Nice. I don't know if Dimitris should be the one validating this, since he's so much into the node operator, but otherwise I'll try to have a look to give a first feedback on this one.
Yeah.
Right. What else do we have here? VHD disk. This one we discussed already. Yeah. For this one, so as you have noticed, Olivier is here, and we also have William Crum, who recently joined as contributor. We have Jasper also. All of them have been quite helpful doing different tasks, and I'm very happy that they are all part of the project and recognized. As part of the governance, we say there that there needs to be activity in certain range of time for contributors. This is not to stress anyone on keeping their contribution, tag, so to speak, but mainly to keep the project alive and to show the activity. This is again important for us going into incubation and whatnot, and just to update things, right? If someone is not contributing anymore, also to ask and see if there's any issues that were not addressed. So I created this PR, if you guys can have a quick look, just to update when was the last activity from our contributors. I didn't want to gamify it. I also don't think it's necessary that we have a leaderboard or anything like that, but just when was the last time someone contributed. What else? I will continue, like I mentioned, the RISC-V, and last but not least, this one we also mentioned, Ettore is working on. Okay, so that's pretty much it for what's under review. I guess I missed yours, Olivier. What's the other one you have in the docs, or where?
I just put it in the chat. Yeah.
Ah, nice. Let me check. Oh God, it doesn't let me look at the chat. Okay, but I guess it's here.
Yes, it's here. But it's on the Kairos operator one.
Yeah. Is it an issue or a PR? Here, this
PR,
one.
yeah.
Nice. All right, I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah, it's linked to the supply chain stuff that I made, where I saw that there was no Helm available for Kairos operator. So I looked at how Kyverno is doing his, and I just replicate it and
nice.
to have it under Kairos operator, and then discussion happened with Dimitris about the Helm-charts repository in Slack, where even him wasn't unsure where should be the proper location. And we'll also say that we should have both Helm and Kustomize available. So I could add the Kustomize, but what needs to be taken care of is where the Helm should live on, either within each repository like the other projects are doing, or a revamp of the Kairos/Helms charts project to be done, to be decided, because that's where Dimitri pointed me at the beginning, but it's been pretty inactive. So
good question. We also have to consider that. First, let me point. Helm. This one you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 days ago.
6 months ago. Yeah. We also have to consider that both K3s and K0s have a location where if you put, I don't know if it's Helm charts. I think K3s even allows Helm charts. They get picked up and they get automatically applied. So that should also be part of the, at least documentation, right? Like telling the user, if you go down this route, keep that in mind, because that will collide with whatever you have. Yeah. And the idea then would be that we have common charts here that we offer to users, you mean?
Either using this one or either adopting per project Helm folders and adding it into the CI to have it also available for each releases, link to the project. So this one would add it in within Kairos operators. So adding the CRD folders and other stuff. Here I just followed how Kyverno is doing it his own. So that's one way of doing it. And I haven't tested it yet, so that's why it's still on draft.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it makes sense, but I would like to hear what Dimitris thinks.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ettore is around. Maybe he has an opinion also.
We did exchange with Dimitri within the Slack thread about it.
Yeah.
But there is no urgency at all, so it can.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's on vacation, but he will be back next week. So
I can advance with my test along the summer, and we will review it. There is no.
Nice. Awesome. No, I think this makes a lot of sense because the truth is that a lot of people are using Helm anyway. So there should be an easy way to... Yeah, exactly. And also, what would be the way to, like if you don't want it included for some reason, you just don't map to any charts, but you would have Helm in the system. Is that how?
That's what we'll added because he say about Kustomize, because then with Kustomize, it will just target the repository of the operator, and then Kustomize would make his things, I guess. So I have also to dig into it to see what common ground can be found within Helm and Kustomize.
All right. So then let's try to follow up and give you some feedback, and otherwise we check together next week or the following weeks.
No worries.
Nice. Thanks again for the contribution. All right, that's pretty much it for what's on the review. I still need to clean this up, but I'll do it afterwards. What's done. Then we have what's in progress. I guess this is this close to checker, or do you still need to do something about it?
I think this may be it, but then it got a bit expanded on the AuroraBoot stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's so easier now to implement this kind of stuff. So yeah, I will say it's not yet. Let's wait until we have a. So what I understand from first class citizens is that anybody can come and create their own with whatever layer and whatever firmware is on there.
Right.
So yeah, it should be pretty close.
Nice. Okay, so we'll leave it there. I will leave these 3 ones, which includes also the Web UI operator builds PR from Dimitris. Again, I am working on this one this week for RISC-V. Finished the onboarding of Olivier. What else? This one. These are the ones we mentioned, so I'm just going to bring them here under the waterline, and we can try to pick them up. Wait, this one you are working on, Ichaka? Sorry, I was moving it. Nice. What is on the roadmap so that we can decide what it's worked this week? Should we clean up this thing? Takes half an hour to scroll to the right. So 4.2.0 is coming along. There are still plenty of things open. Let's move this one. I don't know if there's anything that is higher priority here. I guess the Tor is not back.
Yes, sorry.
No worries.
So for the stories we have in here, mainly we have the mass stories and consolidation on NVIDIA. So we have the documentation I think we should have because it's but we have it already in the stream. So
it's already been worked by Dimitri, so I'm gonna put all of this, which is assigned up here. I don't know if there's anything else. This is already done, the layers, nice. Cool. All right. And any of these ones that might need to be picked up soon or otherwise?
And the QSP.
This one is here.
That's
cool.
Interesting one also.
Okay, then let me actually move that one not here, but up here. Then it should come next as soon as possible. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. I see. I'm gonna move this actually under the waterline. I don't think this one is part of. It's for later release. So this one, wait. 4.2, nice. So it should stay there. I guess it doesn't need to be trashed anymore. What else? Build to fetch from the repo. Triage. Okay, I'll leave that one there. 4.2.0, and this is also part of 4.2.0, if I understand correctly. Okay, so I think it's pretty clear. Does anyone have anything else?
I could help for the NVIDIA GPU documentation as I made some stuff with it.
Nice.
So you can pin me on it.
Yeah, nice. I think we're gonna need to...
Side story, I was supposed to deliver a Kairos server for air-gap AI with RTX Blackwell 6000 NVIDIA card. but we had to switch back to Ubuntu because as being air-gapped, there was a need to have a graphical desktop. So I was a bit sad, but
they wanted a graphical environment.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
And you were using originally Hadron or Ubuntu?
Kairos Hadron. That's how I made the test and a few weeks ago.
But technically you could still do Kairos Ubuntu, no? I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, but it was a lot of we delivered through two servers. The pressure was quite high, so as I was the only one having experience with Kairos, we just switched for the safest. Because then on the customer side, they were doing to do some stuff and to not mature enough even with the customer, so we switched back to Ubuntu.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's challenging when the operations is not yet defined and you have a date to deliver. Yeah. Okay. But that's cool. So if you have any feedback there, feel free. I pinged you.
Yeah, I will have a look.
Let's see. We still have 20 minutes. That went a bit fast.
Wow. Usually it's the other way around.
Anything we're missing, Ettore?
You can show the AuroraBoot layer firmware integration, maybe.
Where is it?
We talked before. It's
is it a PR or is it just?
Oh, it should be in there. Oh, but I don't think the. Give me 1 sec, and I'll put there in the comments because. Yes, but probably that one has the older.
Nice.
The older view. So let me put a comment with the new.
I think you had it in a. You had the video. Let me download it though, so that I don't expose anything.
It should be on the now on the comments if you refresh.
Thanks. I have this video here.
You got it there as well.
So this is building artifacts. You're choosing the Hadron custom one.
Now there is a Hadron custom, and when you choose it, you can just choose the image. You can choose any firmware to add it in there.
Nice.
There is a search, and you can add any layers that is in there. You will get the Dockerfile preview. You can add extra stuff, and you can use it directly to build the Kairos artifact. So you don't have to do any extra stuff at all, right? So just like a normal artifact, but your base image will be the Hadron custom image that you selected with whatever firmware and whatever layers you added. So it should be fully integrated into the Kairos fleet or AuroraBoot or whatever the next name for this is. When you select Hadron, you will be able to make it custom, but not as custom. You won't need to write the Dockerfile by hand. It will just be visual. There is a filter for the firmware. There is a filter for the software layers. There is entries to select and add your own firmware fields in there. So if you can see there under the Linux firmware, there is a custom firmware ref. So if you push your firmware somewhere else because it's different or you get it from somewhere else, or you need a specific version and whatnot, you can just add it there easily. Same with layers. If you put your layers somewhere else, maybe an internal one because you run this air gap and so on, you can just put it here for ease of use.
I feel like it. Now that we discussed that and the community, that we will need to have easier discoverability here, right? Like maybe I subscribe to two different repositories and they both have this firmware adaptec. It would be nice to differentiate between them and to clearly show, maybe we have a special color for the ones we maintain and everything else a different color or something like that. But this is really cool.
Yeah, could be.
Really
I'm not
interesting.
sure about the firmware because, I mean, either you have like this firmware which comes from the Linux project itself, you know, so it's pushed by there, or your firmware comes from a probably privative thing that you cannot push it somewhere. So I'm not sure for the firmware case will make sense, but for the layers, for sure, it will make sense.
Another thing that I'm thinking is if I make it, let's say I have a certain project I'm maintaining and I choose a set of layers, I probably want those layers over and over. So maybe there's an easy way to track. V1 had these 5 layers. V2, I probably want those 5 layers by default again. You know what I mean?
Yes. So I've been thinking about when you create your Hadron custom stuff, save it as somehow of like a template, you know,
with here the import export thing, or
no. So add it to like the story as a template, but with the firmware and layers that you added and any extra run stuff. Keep the base image out. Because I thought about you want to update, that you want to do exactly the same, like as before. But I'm not sure how to present it. If add it in here, if add it as a big template under the Hadron custom, or just when you click the Hadron custom, just have a pre-select a pre-build that you built before. I don't know. It's complex to me because I'm not a UI expert. So,
but it could be cool here. Like let's say I already built image V1, Hadron V1, and that I could press something like base it on this one. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. So like create a new one from this.
Yeah. Start from all the layers of this one, something like that.
Okay, yeah. That's a good one.
Nice.
That's a good one. I'll try to do that.
This is very cool. I think AuroraBoot is growing in a very nice direction.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that either, so that's really interesting also for me. Thanks.
You're seeing it live, Olivier. We're all learning about it. That's cool. And if you have any feedback, also let us know. Also, I'm wondering, like, AuroraBoot is kind of like, okay, I want a visual version of it, but eventually I might want it just on a pipeline to make things easier, right? I wonder if we need to also expose that here so that you don't have to, now I built my image for the first time, tell me how to create my pipeline sort of thing, but that's a different problem.
No, that is a good thing, yeah. I mean, if I remember correctly, all the stuff in the UI just calls APIs underneath it. So the real backbone is the API. So it should be possible to just export, whatever commands you need to recreate something just by calling the API.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. And maybe, here are the commands that you might need to do that in AuroraBoot, and then you just adapt it to your own CI, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. That's a good idea. Let me write it down. Okay, cool. Anything else, guys?
Nope.
All right. Then we get some extra 10 minutes back of time. Have a good time, and I'll see you around in the chat.
All right, folks. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye.